What is going on, guys, and welcome to the Wind Lounge YouTube channel. I am here with the boss and main developer at Futurefly, Arnon Dagan. I hope you're doing good. How are you?
I'm fantastic, or as they say in Germany, fantastisch.
You got it. And yeah, we are here in Poland at the King of the Bay. It's pretty lovely at the Futurefly booth. And we brought pretty much the entire Futurefly range. And in this video, we will talk about the Dark Horse, the newest Dark Horse. And yeah, maybe we start with a general introduction of what this range is, what it's made for.
Well, the Dark Horse is our flag slalom board.
Yeah.
This is where we came from, basically. This is how the company started. I wanted to go fast on my own board.
Yeah.
So obviously a lot of attention was put from the beginning of the company until today into this line. Very excited to show and present to you and to explain a bit about the new ones, because we put a tremendous amount of effort into these ones. We really pushed really hard for this year's Dark Horses, and
I totally feel it, because I tested the boards now myself for 3 months, and the difference is incredible to the previous versions. Like, pretty much all of the measurements are different, the boards look different, and yeah, so what I would like to understand is basically how the development process worked, because I think a lot of people are asking themselves, okay, how do you still improve these boards, and where did we came from and where did we go, and how did you do that?
Well, we just decided to go full on.
Okay.
You know, we feel that we were strong, but we wanted to be the best.
Yeah.
Like, we wanted to, like, let's say for the previous model, we had quite a bit of success.
Yeah.
We had Tati and Lohan dominating the Finn Defi Wind, which is for us a very nice event to test, because it's speed, which we all like. People are going for GPS speeds. They want to, in slalom, people want to know how fast they are, and the speed is mega important.
Yeah.
But then you also have the aspect of the pointing. You know, you want to be able to feel comfortable to point. So in these two aspects, the pointing and the speed, if you win a Defi Wind, it's a tick off, yeah.
Yeah.
And then you have, because it's also, you know, in Defi Wind you also need to feel comfortable on the board. You're going 40 kilometers for maybe few times a day, so if your back foot is hurting, it's because the rail shape is wrong.
Yeah.
You know, if your body is hurting, it's because something's wrong in the board.
Yeah.
So with these two guys, like winning, Lohan won and Tati was close behind, and I think we achieved quite okay things in the 2023.
Yeah.
And then you put into the equation the PWA aspects and of course the day-to-day things which you actually need to turn. The thing. And you can turn in different ways, you know, and you want to be able to, you want to basically be fast like Superman and turn it like a waveboard.
Yes.
So this is a challenge, you know, because it's two contradictions, and we...
Okay, so it's contradicting, so you got to decide a little bit.
Of course, you know.
Okay.
Yeah, if you see waveboards, if you see our waveboard, you will see that it has really round, surfy rails.
Yeah.
Right? And if you see like some of the classic slalom boards, they're very boxy rails.
Yeah.
So you try to turn a boxy rails, you can have a bit of problems, you know, it's a box, it doesn't want to go around.
Okay.
So, yeah. So I really feel, and I know, you know, with the help of Tati France and with our designer Leo Alfasi, that we achieved something really special with the 2024.
Yeah.
And you can actually see it on the shape as well, because it's not like the usual classic slalom board.
Yeah.
You have a very radical recessed deck, you know, and I can explain every part of it, you know.
Yeah, let's go through it.
Yeah?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
But just so I understand you right, you were thinking that the 2023 board was missing a little bit of the turning ability. So you were like, okay, let's take that one step further, and then this new board came out of it.
This, and of course you always seek for top speed.
Okay, so you were also trying to improve that.
Yeah, we come with a clean slate, but you know, with all the information that we have, but the board is a clean slate, and we want to improve every single aspect of the board.
Just out of curiosity, is it then also a little bit of luck that you find a completely new concept? Because I believe like every single year you're going for the best of the best. Like it's never you say, oh, let's do 80% of the performance. So you tried something new and it just came out to be better. Because it is actually a lot better, you know. I felt it.
I mean, we had a concept in mind.
Yeah.
And we went for the, let's say, classic concept and more of a crazy concept or different concept. And then we test it in the water. And then when we see that the dream concept, which was like the unusual one, actually works or has potential, then we put full force in this because we know, okay, this is already close to what we had, you know, or as good as what we have. So the concept actually works. This is how actually I did with sales with Nil Pride, you know, like learned it from Robert Stroy, the legendary designer of Nil Pride.
Yeah.
You know, you always go with a crazy concept and then you go for the step of what you have in production, like a kind of a, you know, a little bit improvement what you think in the same concept of what you have in production, and a totally crazy concept. And the fun is that when the crazy concept works, and it's just like kills completely, which is what happened here.
The previous version.
Then you are like, you hit the jackpot and you go full force and energies are high and
it's nice.
So
I think it's important to understand for people because they're wondering like, every second year something new comes. They're like, how can that be?
And I can understand that.
It's small steps forward.
I can understand that. You know, they changed a little bit the cutouts of the board and they, you know, it's all marketing and it's all that. But you know, like we really feel that we brought a breath of fresh air. You know, and we made a jump, you know. So this is, you know, anybody that tried, you know, the feedbacks are amazing and Nobody
so far that tried it didn't say it's better. But okay, let's maybe go into the technical details. So what were the rough things that changed?
Okay, so maybe we do a deck and bottom, you know, because that's easy, you know. So basically the deck, if you look at previous models or other boards on the market, everybody is doing this recessed deck. Everybody figured out that, you know, around from 1.5 to 3 centimeters going deep into the deck, it's stabilizes the board, the ride is more comfortable. We found it quite a while ago, you know, like it helps to tilt the board and put it on the rail, which helps because our rails in a slalom board acts a little bit like a fin. So if your rail is gripping nicely, you can sometimes use a smaller fin and go faster. So all this the recessed deck is doing. But what we did this year is that we pushed the recessed deck, we really pushed it to the sides.
It looks like a spaceship.
We took it a little bit from the foiling recessed deck as well. And what it created, which is what we wanted, is a fat rail. And this fat rail, because it's nice and round, it really helps and gives you confidence in the jibes. Really confident, because no matter what you lean, you have something to grab, and actually this shape is actually attracting the water. It's like the spoon shape, you know, if you put a spoon in water, the water will take the spoon. I don't know if you did this trick before.
No, I don't understand, but it sounds good.
But anyway, you know, like the water grabs it, right? And it creates grip. And it's nice to have a really fat one, you know, and then you can jibe as hard as you want. You know,
you can feel it.
You will have safety and security. This is one thing. The second thing that what came out of it,
it also goes until the front.
It goes until the front for a reason. And this is because we found that once you go faster, it actually tames the nose down because the wind goes into this channel. You know, and the faster you go, normally in a slalom board you start lifting. And this came from foiling a little bit as well, from some experience from the foiling. And so we thought about it. It's not a foiling shape, but we started to think about because of the foiling, about what happens in the air, you know, and the nose of the board is in the air, you know.
It's interesting because I think very few people think about aerodynamics when it comes to a fin slalom board because it's so close to the surface.
They think, you know, the rails, the nose, you know, like we thought let's say when I used to develop or when I developed slalom boards, we always thought about the nose, you know, a squarish. square nose would be like slower than a nice and round nose.
Yeah.
All these sort of things. But the taming of the speed, like taming the nose according to the speed that you're going, is something that I think was thought about, but the shape didn't. Nobody did a shape just for that, like on the deck.
Yeah.
On the deck. So, yeah, I think it's pretty cool. You go faster and the nose kind of automatically adjusts itself.
Yeah.
It's simply because the wind goes through this tunnel and pushes the nose a little bit down.
It's interesting.
So this is super cool,
You actually feel it.
So in the end, if we summarize this long talk, you have a recessed deck to stabilize, to put the board on the rail, to get a comfortable ride.
Yeah.
You have a rails pushed to the side, which
Yeah.
helps you the jibing because it's a nice round curve.
Yeah.
And you have a kind of automatic nose adjustment
Yeah.
because of the recessed deck that goes all the way, and the wind, when you go faster, it just like does it for you.
Okay.
So this is our deck.
This is the deck, yeah. And then, I mean, on the deck is also written the measurements. And this is something that I noticed, especially with the small one. We have the 97 back there.
Yeah.
The measurements are different, especially
Yes.
for I think the 97, 107, 117, I'm not sure. It's maybe a little bit wider.
No, we did have 72.5, so the width
Okay.
stayed the same.
Okay,
We did go a touch longer
okay.
because on the computer we saw that it creates a little bit of a nicer line.
Okay,
And you can't hurt with a little bit of length. It goes a little bit over the top. We don't
Yeah.
want to go crazy and go too long because we
Yeah.
are already past that time,
yeah,
in slalom boards. But it just created a nice curve, so we just adjusted the length a little bit,
Okay.
And the classic volume, which people like and used to, we kept the same.
yeah. Because
So-
but the small board had actually a lot of length.
Yes,
extra.
this-
I mean, I can bring it real quick. Hello. Whoa. I am sorry. No, so this is actually like this year for myself. I got the 107,
Yeah.
which is insanely crazy. Like
Yeah.
we got to talk about or make an extra video about that board.
Yeah.
Because I think it's magic. But yeah, I was also using the previous 97, and I felt a huge difference to the new board.
Yes.
And from my more amateur development perspective, like the length was the first thing that stood out for me a lot, aside from the recessed deck and so on.
Yes. So this board went through a very big change.
Okay.
We put all our knowledge into this board and all our previous boards and also other competitor boards
Yeah.
into the mix. We tested everything.
Yeah.
And we always have to remember what was good in our previous boards,
Yeah, I think this
and
is-
what was worse in them, and then
Yeah.
like trying to get everything into this soup and come out with the best soup possible. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we came back to the 2019
Yeah.
outline, which
Yeah.
was longer
Yeah.
than the 2022-2023 boards.
Yeah, it went really short after.
Yeah,
after
we
that.
went really short. We experienced that. It was very good in some things, but we decided
It
that
was jiving like. Whoop.
yeah,
Yeah.
we decided that we want to come back to be like the fastest, just the fastest,
Yeah.
and at the same time to fix the problems we had in the 2019, which was the jibing.
Okay, interesting.
So basically, it's very simple. If you go for parallel outline, long and parallel,
Yeah.
you can get quite a bit of speed.
Okay.
And because of course a curvy outline
Yeah.
will curve more, will be easier to jibe.
Interesting. Okay.
And the straight outline, it just wants to go straight. But
Yeah.
when you come to jibe, it's harder for you to use the outline
Okay.
to get into the turn.
Okay.
And we fixed it with other things. We fixed it with the rails.
Yeah.
We went further in with the rails. We fixed it with cutouts.
Yeah.
And we just bit by bit got this board into an incredible version of the 2019 board,
Yeah.
which was, I think, one of the fastest boards at the time.
Yeah.
I mean, this is the board that won this one race in Defi Wind and they disqualified me, but I was extremely fast with this.
Why did you miss to check out?
Yeah, I didn't check out.
I did the same this year, by the way. We had one fun race, and I'm like in my car, I'm packing, and they call me, Mario, are you alive? We're looking for you.
It was horrible experience, horrible. You know, you have the helicopter on top of you, you're like, you look behind and you see this how many thousands or whatever they are. And then this French guy with a sour face tells you, no. No. And I had a few words with that guy. He was actually a little bit scared of me in the party because
the French.
Yeah,
they can be problematic.
But anyway, this is a huge success. It's a huge success. It's all the features that we said with the deck features, which we didn't have before. So I can call it already like automatic adjustment to the wind, which is very important in high wind board.
Yeah, the riding experience is different. It is easier. At least for me, it required less active sailing a little bit. Like the super short board was really agile. But you needed a little bit more focus.
Yes. So this, it is.
I don't know if that's because I'm not a.
No, it is. It's what I get from Tati as well. What I tried myself. And we test these things. You know, this is the things that we check. For example, Tati now this year there was no wind in the Defi Wind, but he did a fun race and he wrote me later. Wow, I was playing with people. You know,
Tati,
that's what he said.
Come real quick. We need a word from you. We're gonna make a separate video with you, of course, because we want your input. But so at the Defi, just a quick interview. You told me you didn't go sailing for 2 months.
Yes, 2 months. Yes. Actually, I was away for 2 months. My last session was 10 of March. Then I arrived in the Defi Wind, and I was like, okay, I'm getting my new boards in the Defi, the new sails. I just rigged up everything and just went out. And then I was surprised already on how the board was feeling.
And then you were just winning.
And I
Spritzing Yori,
I was killing Yori actually, and then but somehow like everything was set up perfectly. The board wasn't even like lifting up. It was just down and then just goes, you know. So I'm like, wow, this is amazing. And I just killed it. I think I didn't have any pressure, anything. It was just like she did, and then
just
go.
winning like this.
Yes.
But now I have the same equipment like you. Why? Why is it not working for me?
Probably maybe it's I don't know. Maybe it's the way you are sailing. I don't know, man.
Okay.
She didn't the sail, man. She didn't.
Okay.
Because you have fast boards. So it's up to
so
you.
It's me.
It's you. The head.
Nice.
No more coffee for you. No more coffee.
Tati is complaining that we drink coffee. You eating raw sugar for breakfast.
God, the thing, God.
Okay, nice. Okay, so we got a little.
Look, you know, we tested it in Israel. We tested it in Defi last year. Also with Xavier Joly, which is very technical guy from France. And I knew that we have something special. And then I saw the Kuma movie when Tati got the board first. Kuma put out a movie. And I just saw it that it's special straight away because you see the board. If we can find this movie, you know, you can
might
put
be
it.
able to find it.
You can just see how the cutouts are working. The thing is completely out of the water, but it doesn't move. And this is a success. So the cutouts behind, we work on it a lot. It can change a lot of things.
Maybe we turn the board around. And maybe we put this one away.
Okay, if we go to the bottom of the board, right? We can start with the cutouts because we started to talk about the cutouts.
It's golden writing now.
You know, obviously when we get to the bottom part of the board, to the tail, right? It's probably the most important part because this is the part that is touching the water. This is the drag. You know, this is where the bubbles are created from the water. And this is when the surface area matters most, right? So, you know, everybody's trying to reduce the surface area, just to explain in general, because then you go faster. But on the other hand, if you reduce the surface area too much, you lose grip, you lose lift, right? And the compromise here is very important.
Okay.
And this is something that everybody worked on it since years, you know, if all the big brands, you know. I learned a lot from what I did with RD, what we did looking at the starboards when the starboards were very good, you know, and like we did a lot of work with that, right?
Yeah.
But it's amazing that you can still optimize it according to the shape that you have.
Yeah,
and this is a key point.
Yeah.
We work on it a lot. We also have onboard cameras that actually look at the...
You have onboard cameras?
Yeah,
okay,
onboard,
wow.
and also from the drones, you know. We just focus on that, and by looking at even at the spray, the way the spray is going.
Okay.
Is it going really back? Is it going to the sides?
Yeah.
You know, does it have turbulence?
Okay.
You know, it's really, really important.
Okay.
And then we make like miniature cutouts and we put them underwater in the factory, and we see where it bubbles and where it's not.
Small cutouts, and you have water flow.
Just water flow into the cutouts and in different speeds.
Jesus Christ.
And then you can see sometimes that the bubble is, you know, is not working right, and sometimes that it's like creating a nice bubble, and then you know, this is...
How does a nice bubble look, just out of
like
curiosity? Okay.
So, yeah, so for example, if you do that thing straight...
I didn't know that this sounds so complicated.
Yeah, it's very cool, actually. If I come and I cut with a saw this part, this spitz, as they say.
This small thing here.
Yeah, you would feel different because this spitz is actually giving you grip.
Okay.
Right? And this curve is actually...
So if you cut 1 centimeter here, it's different?
Yeah, you will have different feeling, you know?
Okay.
And if you know, this curve is actually making a really nice exit for the water and the bubble.
Okay.
Right?
Wow.
And then you have all these kind of things which we also learn from other brands that experience, you know? For example, this extra cut.
Yeah.
Somebody started to do this, you know, and then we said, okay, we try it. It gives a little bit less this, but it gives better this. But if we use it in certain way, we can get it into our advantage, you know.
Okay.
So this is the whole thing. Like, for example,
and it's changed to the previous version.
Yeah, we did an extra release there, right?
Okay.
So if you go, the water is flowing. You have the first release here.
Yeah.
And then you have a second release here.
Okay.
Right, because it's cut as well.
And what does it do? Just
accelerate.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, so it is releasing here a little bit less.
No.
And then releasing here the rest.
No, it's let's say if something still touches here, which you don't really want it to touch, it's gonna exit there. You know? Okay. Yeah, but if you do that too deep, then you start wheeling, you know.
Okay.
You are like a horse. So you really need to know the measurements here, you know. You cannot go too deep. If you go not deep enough, you don't release anymore.
Yeah.
You know, the side cutters, super important, you know.
Okay.
You know, if you take them further, all of a sudden you lose all the power in the boat. Like if you just take it 5 cm or 3 cm further, you lose all the power on the boat because you know you reduce surface area in a very important part, which is just like you know, like in the middle of your straps and stuff.
Okay.
So and then you start to have side-to-side actions, you know, because you know the boat starts going side to side. So it's a lot of aspects, and all this, let's say, tail area has to complement the shape of the boat, the rails.
I understand.
You know, the bottom shape, everything.
Okay.
So this is all work that we do, you know.
How many hours of development went into this board?
This is endless hours. And actually, like, you do a lot of nights as well, and middle of the nights, because you click, you know, this is
middle of the night.
It's a little bit of artwork, you know.
Okay.
You know, like you tested something, but the factory is closed, but you want to do it straight away to go racing tomorrow because it's windy.
Yeah.
Or you don't want to forget the idea, or you know, and then you jump and you run and you do and you.
But do you have a rough estimate? Because I think a lot of people do not understand how crazy amounts of time are spent on these things.
It's hundreds of hours, really, hundreds.
And over the course of 1-2 years?
It's, you know, at the end of the day, the experience comes from years and years and years, and you have, you know, the book of numbers of all the best boards you had in your life. Yeah. The board you won this event, the board that was good in the flat water, the board that had a lot of power, you know, and threw you like a horse, but had something nice in it, you know. Yeah. And it's all like written, some in the head and some in books. Yeah. You know, we try to document it, and then you have the Leo, actually you can call shaper, which is like completely out of the box guy. Doesn't come from the windsurfing industry at all.
Yeah.
And this is something that for me was a big major advantage, because when you have someone that is an industry person but not in your industry, but he knows how to build, he understands materials, he understands aerodynamic, he's basically some sort of a genius.
Okay.
And then you put your life's work and experience in your area together with his open mind, which can solve any problem, and has this out of the box thing and thinking, you get great things. And this is I think is our advantage now. And I dare people to pass a guy like Tati, you know, with those boats today, like the 97, the 107. I think it's like an out of the box, super good.
Yeah.
You know.
Absolutely. One last thing is the construction. I mean, normally we talk about this at the beginning, but I think it's already now common sense that the quality is different because, there's a lot of things going into this. Did this also change, or is it just the same top-notch future flight quality?
This is the same top-notch future flight quality. Actually, these boards are a little bit stiffer on the deck because of the recess. This is another feature that the recess deck gives you.
Okay.
You know, it creates a stiffer bottom, top, sorry, which eventually makes the board a little bit stiffer.
Okay.
On the 97, I think a lot of the brands are using glass fiber to make the board a little bit softer in the chop.
Yeah.
We tested it a lot, and we are going with carbon also on the 97. The angles of the carbon are a little bit wider than the 117s, 107, 132.
There are different angles of carbon, just to
give a little bit, to give a little bit more, of a cushion.
Yeah.
For the small one, but the construction is very similar.
Okay. Because we feel, at least for us in the wind lounge, pretty much to everyone we talk to, is like the construction, aside from everything that you just said, is one of the most important things of these boards, because a lot of people do not understand the quality differences that there are in the windsurfing industry.
I'll try to explain.
It is insane, you know. There are some boards where you can put your thumb inside of the board when you press, and then there is stuff like
I'll
this.
try to explain in very short.
Yeah.
All right. I'll try to be as short as possible. When you make a salad, you can go to the market.
Yeah.
And you can buy the fresh ingredients, the best ones that you can find. Or I don't know, you go to a meat place in the supermarket, or you can go to a farm and get your meat.
Yeah.
You know, this is, our factory is going to the market to find the freshest, the best.
Yeah.
If it's Erex, which is the sandwich, people know the boards that are like a sandwich. They don't exactly know what it is, but the high density foam that we use is there's different levels of it, and the factory actually imports the best one there is.
Yeah.
All right, it's from Switzerland, I think.
Yeah.
So actually our factory imports to the east, things from Europe.
Oh, okay.
If it's carbon, like the best Italian carbon, and the best high density foam material from Switzerland. And
you're buying products or ingredients from Europe instead of
you buy the
China.
best ingredients.
Yeah.
You buy the most expensive best ingredients, and things are expensive for a reason.
Yeah.
And we pay an arm and a leg for that, for a boat, so they are more expensive. But people start to realize that they have something that they can trust. Put aside the performance, which is better.
Yeah.
People start to realize that they have something that they can trust for many years.
Yeah.
That the board is not gonna get softer. No. It also has like stringers, under the heels. It's like built like the old custom Maui way, because our factory learned everything from the legends of windsurfing, from the Dave Kalamas and the Jimmy Lewises, and these are the guys that established this factory.
Mm-hmm.
And on top of that, you have a more of a boutique factory. It's not like a gigantic factory like Cobra.
Yeah.
So obviously the quality control is much tighter.
Yeah.
The molding process is very highly advanced.
Yeah.
You know, so all these things make a great board. You know, and
to me, the most important thing is you feel it the moment you step on the board.
yeah, the boards
You feel it straight away.
they feel different. You
It's
know,
not
and
just talk. You step on it and you're like, oh, whoa, this is
solid.
different. Yeah, it's solid but super light.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think these were a lot of very interesting information that usually are not out there. So thanks a lot. And if you want more information, of course, you can write us an email at the Wind Lounge or to Arnon. We're super happy to help you guys. Check out the boards on the website; they're available. And thanks a lot.
Thank you.